How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, do me a huge favor, go down and subscribe before we get started. Today is a quick update video. It's been a little shy of a year since I have installed my Grom Vline, my Apple CarPlay system, into my Lexus Is250. I've had a lot of questions on my comment section about how's it holding up, how's the audio quality, how's the Bluetooth, how is the system actually after using it for so long. If you haven't watched the original video and you're interested in the install, make sure to click up here, go check that out before you watch this. The system has been great. I've used it strictly for Apple CarPlay, basically. I haven't really played with the Bluetooth settings. My brother has played with Bluetooth settings. Wireless Apple CarPlay, if you really want it. I always plug my phone in, just because I always either have my phone on low battery or I could use a charge, so I always just end up plugging in because the cord's right there. But the system has been phenomenal. It's been great. It's been, like I said, a little under a year as of right now, but literally zero things to complain about other than occasionally. And when I say occasionally, I mean very rarely, maybe like once a month or once every other month. I've had a couple of different times. Sometimes the Apple CarPlay doesn't boot up right away and you have to either turn the car on and off, or you have to kind of just cycle through all the disk settings. But that really isn't a big deal at all because, like I said, again, you can just turn the car off and back on and then it'll work like 100% of the time. Other than that, I have zero issues with it. As far as like quality of the sound goes, sound quality, some people say the sound quality goes down with certain systems. With this system, I have noticed zero difference between the sound quality before and after. It sounds the same. The audio quality is as good as it was before. This is the system kind of just without any of it. You can go through all of these different settings and whatnot. Time is wrong on here, but I have the box hooked up to the glove box. I've not cleaned this up because I want to do some type of dash replacement, but normally you can hook this up and kind of have it sitting on a shelf there, but I do not have that. You can also have wireless Apple CarPlay, so you don't need this cord hanging out. We look here, for example, like all the Apple CarPlay settings as a new car would. It works literally the same. We can come over to the music and it works perfectly, beautifully. There's nothing to complain about. I'll read some of your guys' questions and answer them as best as I can from the video, and I think this might help people going into the future. So a couple of questions I saw a couple of different times. First of all, does it retain all of the OEM functions? Yes, it retains all of the OEM functions. You can go over and click climate. You can access all your climate control screens and everything. And most importantly, does it still work with a reverse camera? And the answer is yes. If you put it into reverse, it will prompt the reverse camera when you put it back. So yes, it does work with all of the OEM stuff. There is literally no difference. And some of you guys asked, does it work in different Lexus models? Does it work in this? Does it work in that? The best way to figure that out is to go onto their website and check if they make the system for your car. And because all I know is that this system works with the Is250, 350, and ISF, but you need to go check and see if it works for your system or in your car, or whether or not they make a system for your car, because they make tons of aftermarket support. Not being paid to say any of this, but they did hook it up with the system, so I thought I would help you guys as well as kind of make an update on everything. So another common question was, does it support Apple CarPlay? Any glitches, anything like that? I already addressed all of that. No, it does not have any glitches. Yes, it has wireless Apple CarPlay, and I have nothing to really complain about. The system has been great all the way through. I've had literally nothing to complain about. The system is expensive, but I think it's worth the money, especially if you're planning to keep your car for a long time. Another thing was a lot of people talked about the price. Yes, it is expensive. Yes, the system is definitely not the cheapest option that is out there, but in my opinion, it is the best option. I went for this system and I contacted them and reached out to them for a reason. It is because it might be expensive, but all factory OEM options are retained. It's easy to replace back to stock. It still has a stock look. It literally looks like the car is unchanged. Some people might not like the OEM style, but the thing is, if I ever do go to sell this car in the future, it's going to look bone stock with the added benefit of having Apple CarPlay. Even though I'd probably take the system out of the car because I want to buy an ISF someday, so I'd put it into the ISF. But the thing is, a car like an ISF is not something you really want to touch too far away from OEM. You don't want to go over the top with it, especially if you have a nice example, because there's not too many cars out there. Those are rare cars, hard to find, and they have a lot of value to them going into the future. I think they'll be collector pieces. And with that, it retains the stock quality of the sound, which is the most important thing, because most aftermarket systems destroy sound quality. One of the biggest things is head units are as responsible as speakers are for the sound quality in the music. And most of these cheaper systems just don't have that quality there, and I did not want to ruin the sound quality when I did this install. But that is my opinions, that is my review, my thoughts over the last year. It's 100% worth it because it's so simple and just so easy, and it's honestly a really good product, and that is what you're paying for when you do pay the money. So all I have for this video, if you guys are interested in getting yourself one, I'll link it down in the description down below. Go check out my other video if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and make sure you're subscribed.